Every one of them. Here's why. They haven't done anything different. They haven't done anything new. There's nothing new about it. First and foremost, that first movie, groundbreaking for a lot of reasons. So it gets a lot of forgiveness. After that, aside from maybe two different zombie movies I can think of, most of them are basically slow moving viruses that are coming after you, where you have to be almost a fucking idiot to die. And that's kind of the only way they make these movies work. They make people do the dumbest things up until the moment where they can get killed for no damn reason. Why?
Those
Because
zombies aren't real. They're a liberal plot.
or I'm gonna run back to where all the zombies were for my hat. There's no more society left. You can get a hat anywhere you want, but nope, I'm gonna go get killed for that. Or the dog. I'm gonna go get killed for this dog, which, by the way, the dog always lives because the dog's like, "What are you doing?" They don't care about me. So yeah, until they can figure out something different to do, every zombie movie after Night of the Living Dead should not have been made, or at least should have been done something different. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed a few, mainly because I love zombie movies. But at no given point am I not watching something where I feel like this is redundant, doesn't need to happen. It needs to either be improved or just completely given away. There have been a few where there have been some good premises, but then they always fall back to the dumb zombie tropes to the point where it's like, why are we even here? Why do we even go through this? I'd much rather just not do it.
I'm a little surprised Josh is still seated.
I'm
gonna be honest with you.
I got a mixed feeling on the thing. The funny part is that there's a part of me that really agrees with you, because like I stopped watching The Walking Dead. I'll probably get back to it, just to finish it.
Same.
Because they're gonna finish it up. So it's like, all right, fuck it. It's sort of like that book that you've had sitting.
How I feel.
That you gotta just, I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna fucking finish the thing, right? Just so I can say I did. I guess I would kind of agree with you a little more than Greg would think I would. I'm just gonna move it forward a movie though. I would say that it started in Night of the Living Dead, and then to me, where he hit the apex was Dawn of the Dead. There was something about Dawn of the Dead where he took it past the tropes. He still addressed the time, but that image, and going back to this place, kids, that we were talking about, this mall, this big building that you would go to where all the shops were, there was something so majestic and amazing about his setting of that, of the slow shambling zombies just kind of ambling through the stores, and they came back there because it was important to them. And then everybody's fighting over it because it's just what they have left. And the bikers show up and they just want to take it, and they're defending it. And there's this sort of hopelessness of American consumerism. That was some intense shit. Like I was like, I remembered, and that was I mentioned another episode about adults talking about a movie and me like being completely transfixed by it. I was the Warriors, I was saying. Same time period. I also remember adults talking about it was the drunk babysitters that my mom left me with. No, I'm not kidding. That we're talking about Dawn of the Dead and how people were biting into each other and ripping, actually physically ripping each other apart, and just how scary, they were, how shocked they were by it. And so when it was probably around the same time I saw the Warriors that I went down to the video store. Another thing from the past, kids, that we don't have to reinvent that. That going and seeing that for the first time was just blew my mind on multiple levels. But I would kind of agree with you that for the most part, it has been rehash. I enjoy the rehash, and I'm still going to watch it. I'll even admit to that.
Yeah, me too.
I still enjoy it, and it's still a good thing. But yeah, really get past those two. You don't really have much else.
I'm going to say I quite literally don't ever need to see another zombie movie ever again. There was a zombie movie where I can't remember, but he falls in love with this girl, and it was like a zombie rom-com. And I was like, yeah, fuck you.
Warm Bodies.
Mentioned last time.
Warm Bodies. That was it. Warm Bodies. Yep.
Yeah, the entire Marvel universe turned into zombies. I was like, okay, fuck you. And then, The Walking Dead. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop.
Carl.
I don't ever need to see anything that has to do with zombies ever again.
Yeah, it's like The Walking Dead is so frustrating because I think what drew all of us in, like, all right, let's be clear. If you didn't read the graphic novel, you're in the majority. So let's focus on majority and not the nerds who are going to correct us on all graphic novel things with The Walking Dead. I know it's awesome. I'll back off. I'm just saying the TV show, what got us all was that at least in the beginning couple of seasons, it was different.
Yeah.
Like they're at least they weren't trying to be different in the zombie part, which I appreciate. They weren't like, all right, we have these really super strong zombies that can outrun a car until the main character needs to get away, which is another reason why these movies fall down. You can't make these rules and then turn around. They're like, no, we have the dumb, slow moving, just want to eat you zombies. Cool. But we're going to focus on the human element and really work that, which was awesome. That drew a lot of people in. It was no longer about trying to do something different because zombies are zombies. But then what happened with The Walking Dead? Let's go to this place. Let's take it over. Now a new group's going to come. They're going to try to fight us. We fight them, but we destroy the place that we live. Let's go to this place. Do the same thing. Who's the big bad? Who's this? Oh, what? Negan's new bad. Oh, no, Negan's our best friend. Oh, no. It's like, fuck all of you. Like, after a while, I just want the zombies to win. I do. I just want the zombies to win.
And I want to say, Negan was actually the when I was done, because I sat through the governor and he was whatever he was, and then when Negan came along, I was like, oh fuck, he even talks more. Those fucking monologues of just Negan's.
I do like it. I do like the actor.
Barbed wire wrapped cock.
Oh shit!
Down the fucking building, and I completely get the character. I understand. Please, for the love of whatever saint protects you, don't explain it to me again. But it doesn't save it. It just does not save it.
I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'll give him that. I give him as an actor. Like he's
fine.
It does a good job with it.
Yeah.
But. All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna take what Greg said, though. I feel a little bad, but this is kind of how these things go. But I'm gonna take on the like what we just don't need anymore. And I'm just gonna take the whole fucking genre. Do we need situation comedies anymore? Like, can we kind of get past them? Is it possible? Because I went to college during the 90s, and I remember sitting around the dorm sometimes on a weeknight, and we'd watch Friends. And I thought it sucked then. Like, I was like, this is crap. And the only thing that would follow that up was Melrose Place. Like, that was on in a close time slot or, next. So all the same shit, right? All the same kind of idea. And Melrose Place wasn't official. That was a soap opera, right? And that. So maybe I'm conflating the two and maybe winding them together. But I kind of feel like more of what we watch, and I think we secretly enjoy soap operas more on some level, because going back to The Walking Dead, we enjoyed that for a couple seasons. We were talking about that, and it was a soap opera with zombies, right? Mm-hmm. That's what, like what you were saying, Rashawn. The situation comedy, it's weird. It's just, at least how it's done on the networks. Yes, maybe now with some of the things on Netflix. And the private,
Well, which ones do you mean? Because that's a pretty big umbrella. Are you talking like here's really the dad with the 4 girls and he's trying to keep them from being hoes, or is it like we have this alien that just landed in the backyard and is trying to eat our cat? Which one?
Well, it's not. Well, it's kind of all of the above. I think I think what shows it is I'm not talking about getting rid of comedy. I'm talking about getting rid of the traditional situation comedy. Tim Allen's still making whatever the fuck he's making, right? That, whatever iteration he's making. I've never watched a second of it, okay? I'm not talking about Home Improvement. I'm talking about whatever the crap he's doing now. But what I think shows it so starkly is, oddly enough, another comedy show that was on Netflix, which is BoJack Horseman, where the very center of it is a horse who's an actor. And in this world, there's all animals just randomly put in. They don't ever explain it why, but animals stand on 2 legs and interact with humans and have the exact same sort of status in society as humans. So he's a horse who was on a 90s sitcom. that was the 90s, like the Full House sitcom, right? He's got 3 orphans he's got to take care of. And he can never, in his own personal life, get the fuck beyond the fact that this was the height of his career. And even has like potentials for success. And then he always self-sabotages himself with alcohol and drugs. Like, to me, that shows
Yeah.
it's some dark fucking comedy, and it's genius. If you haven't watched it, please, by all means, watch it. Will Arnett, absolutely laugh out loud funny. Doesn't hurt if you might have had a little of the THC to go with it. I'm just saying that helps, just a little aperitif, if you will. But it shows me just how hollow and just how ridiculous, at least what I would call the network sitcom is, right? And just, how it has its place in history, but I feel like we've lived beyond it. And much like Rashawn was saying about the zombies, you got to give me something new. You got to give me a new lens to go through it. But
so is BoJack Horseman the cartoon autobiography of Bob Saget? Because
it
that
probably
really is Bob Saget.
It really is. I mean, I didn't connect it with Bob Saget, but of course it does make some sense that it is, of course. But I found the show so damn hilarious, so I'm giving it quite the talk up here. I realize they ought to be giving me some, but yeah, it's the idea. It is certainly the dark lens from the other side, right? Of what's there. But it just shows me, like I say, I know everybody got at the start of the pandemic, everybody started there was a lot of like, I'm gonna binge watch Friends. And I was like, oh my God.
I've never seen an episode of Friends. Not one.
Don't ever. It just, there was one meme I saw that said, I want to cut out all the laugh tracks and show everybody how terrible this show was. So, by
the way, you should definitely add laugh tracks to this episode.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I could go online. We tried
at wrong times. Not like when we're trying to be funny, just random.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Well, there we go. I gotta bring my editing game up. All right, Greg, kicking it back over to you for the final, like where we don't want to go back to. Don't look back in anger. Where are we going?
My last one's good because we touched on, because I have quite a few, but because we touched on Keanu Reeves going in a strange direction with his career and finding success, God bless him, I'm going to go towards the person I don't want that to happen for, Nicolas Cage. There was a time. Now, first of all, I'm going to point out the injustice of this, because there was a time when you made a bunch of bad movies, you didn't get to have a career anymore. You don't. You don't get to do it anymore. You got bad grades. You wasted money. Don't nobody like you. You got no friends. And he just keeps coming back. Now, you could make the same argument. There was actually a top 10. You could probably find it online. But it was like, Johnny Depp, Eddie Murphy, Bruce Willis. Like all of these actors who have made absolute fucking shit. And for some reason, they still have careers. Don't know. They just have careers. So I feel like of all the people who are getting second chances, making comebacks, making a return, reinventing themselves, the one I don't want to see when I stop and I'm honest about whether or not I like his movies, not just hysterically freaked out by his movies, but actually it's been a long time for Nicolas Cage. You know what I mean? Raising Arizona. You have to go back that far. But after you leave Raising Arizona, all of his movies are just over the top, absurd, and Leaving Las Vegas. And that's it. Do you like him? Yeah, The Rock, I guess. Face Off, maybe?
What? You're a liar.
No, it's facts. It's facts. That man needs to be unemployed, unless he's just going to make those Rapture movies.
See, in the two that you mentioned that are standouts, you can make the argument that the writing was above and beyond. Like, it was above his pay grade. Like, those are two really good pieces, right? Raising Arizona is the Farrelly brothers. or not fairly. It's the Coen brothers. Excuse me.
Coen
Sorry,
brothers.
Ron brothers. Coen